Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vassell. Welcome to Week in Review. This is a show we do on our channel each week, telling you what we did over the past week and giving you kind of summaries of the videos. And then if you want to see the full reviews or things of those, then you can click the links in the description of this video. So let's get started.
Hey everybody, I'm Z Garcia. Here's what I did last week. So I did a look at the Masters of the Universe Clash for Eternia extra stuff, everything outside the core box. I briefly looked at it all and showed you some of the various boxes you could get, what came in there, and some of my brief thoughts on that. I reviewed Lacuna, which I gave a 5 out of 10 to. This is a 2-player abstract game in which you are putting out pieces and doing some measuring to see which parts you control at the end of the game. I didn't like the imprecision of that. I thought the game was a very clever idea, a very interesting concept. It's just not a fun game to play with. If this game was made into something that had precision, like an app, and it took that out of my hands, I think I would like it a lot more. But as a physical implementation, I did not really find myself thinking, I want to come back to this. I reviewed Skytear Horde, which I gave a 6 out of 10 to. This is a CCG style game in which you are going to be controlling different characters you are putting out, fighting in different lanes, attacking various baddies. The game feels a little bit like a hodgepodge of a lot of other ideas from a lot of other trading card games, living card games, collectible games. It's a little bit like the Lord of the Rings, the card game from Fantasy Flight Games in some ways. And it also lacks a lot of precision, but this one is in the rules. There are some issues, there are, some lacking clarity there. I thought it was fine. It's got some good artwork, some neat ideas, but there are so many better games of this type that it's fighting in a crowded market and it loses that fight. And then lastly, I reviewed Unmatched, King and Country. For King and Country, this is the Marvel set, or the penultimate Marvel set, and I gave this a 9 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic set. Very strong, really fun characters in there. Very well made and finalized ideas, and it's just a pleasure to play. Unmatched continues to put out fantastic sets. This is no exception, and in fact, I think it's one of the very best ones with the interesting game styles or gameplay styles that they offer right in the box. Really enjoyed some of the twists that they've managed to continue putting on the core rules for Unmatched. This is one of those that makes you go, wow, they really are just getting started even. So that one gets a 9 out of 10 from me. And that's it, folks. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.
Hey everybody, so this is what I reviewed this week. First off was a game called Lacuna, and it's a very odd game that takes like 5 minutes to play and learn, really, where you just drop these tiles and you measure how far you are. It's a fun game, really enjoyable. I liked it. I gave it a 7. Also, I played Trailblazer, and I played this with several people here at the office, and it was a game similar to, think of Parks, but think of expanded universe. A lot going on. I enjoyed this too. Nice artwork. I think it was a little bit long, but I gave that a 7 as well. And then I also played the new Unmatched Marvel, King and Country, which has Black Panther, Black Widow, and one more that escapes me right now. But anyway, I did enjoy this a lot. That is up there towards the top for all the Unmatched for me as far as Marvel, and I gave that an 8 and actually really, really enjoyed it. Okay, so those are the 3 games I reviewed this week.
Another week to be in review. We looked at King and Country, me, Joey, and Z. I really enjoy King and Country. I really enjoy Unmatched. I've loved like most all the sets for this. I give this a 9 overall. I love that Black Widow has those missions that she's cycling through, pulling those out the decks, trying to figure out how to get in the right place to be able to trigger those. I like that Black Panther has the draw ability on boost cards and storing up boost abilities, stealing people's cards, throwing it over there, and using them to be able to draw stuff, and tons of his cards allow you to boost extra things. He seems super powerful. Super awesome with all his vibranium stuff. And then you have the Winter Soldier, who has a bunch of cards that are super good, but they have negative drawbacks, but then some of his cards allow you to cancel those negative drawbacks. Just interesting concepts, and the way that Unmatched is able to pull that all together is really cool. Also, I did my top 100. We're all still on the top 100 stuff. Make sure to check that out. Lots of good games this week. So that is what I looked at this week.
Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and this week I reviewed one game, however it was across 2 videos. So we had Darwin's Journey, which I gave a 7.5. I really enjoyed a lot of what was going on. These are designers that I love. There were a couple couple things about starting off in the game where you feel like you're kind of doing a lot of the same stuff and in each other's way. But then we also went ahead and reviewed the expansion. That is the Fireland expansion. That one I gave a 9 because I feel like it took everything that I loved from the base game and it just gave so many more routes and options and kind of rebalanced a lot of stuff. So I gave that a 9. Super awesome. Also, we did top 100s. They're still going on this week, so go ahead and check those out, and then we'll see who's next.
Hey everyone, Chris here. This week I took a look at first Darwin's Journey, which I gave an 8.5. I really enjoyed this worker placement game where spaces open up, you move along these tracks which represent the Galapagos Islands and everything. A lot of fun, a lot of cool combos and everything going on with this one, so I really enjoyed it. It's a seal of excellence because it's an 8.5. Very good game. But then we also reviewed the expansion, the Fireland expansion, La Tierra del Fuego expansion, which was phenomenal. This took a game that I already was really enjoying and improved it. I'm glad that we were recommended to try that backside of the main board because that little expansion stuff opens up new islands, new pathways. I'm sure that the other people who reviewed it are also saying the same things about this, but I think it's phenomenal. That one's a 9 from me, which is, it's always great when an expansion does improve a game, so this one definitely does. I would recommend checking that out if you like Darwin's Journey. So that's been my week.
Hey there everybody, it's Mike DeLisio, and this week I was a part of a couple of videos. First off, I did kind of a overview of games that I had imported from the Tokyo Game Market, the spring convention. And so I just kind of went over those games, talked about them a little bit, and talked about how I got them here. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. And then I also did a review for Whale to Look, the newest game from Oink Games. One of their regular designers, Jun Sasaki, and it's a co-design with Bruno Faiduti for the first time working with Oink. A really, really cool kind of a little bit of a bluffing game, a little bit of a kind of a deduction game. And so I gave this an 8.5 out of 10 and a seal of excellence. This is one of the better Oink games that I've played. I think it's up there with their top tier titles. It does a lot of things I like very well. It's a relatively quick game, plays as quick as a filler, but has a little bit more to it. So that's it for me this week. Let's keep it moving.
This week, I took a look at Trailblazer, the John Muir Trail. Oh, did this game hit me right. I loved it. I came in at a 9 for this one. I love the merge of really good decision-making and Euro mechanisms with theme. I love hiking. I love the outdoors. I would love to do the John Muir Trail one day, but I'm not quite there yet. But then also bringing in the mechanisms with that and the tight decision-making in this game. Trying to get to those action spots to make sure you have the resources you need in order to advance on the trail and do everything you want to do. Go explore some, discover some animals, things like that. So again, great Euro mechanisms, fantastic theme for me. It hit just right and I came in at a 9.
Okay, so I just did a few reviews this week because I'd come back from Brazil. And in fact, I went to a convention in Brazil. And so I did a video on that. And besides my boring unboxing of games that I do each week, I did a video showing off all the games I brought back from Brazil. So that's kind of exciting to take a look at. The games that we reviewed, we took a look at Lacuna, a 2-player abstract game about placing between 2 flower tokens and taking the tokens and then an area control. I liked it. I had some packaging problems, but it was enjoyable. 7 out of 10. And then me and Chris and Wendy, we re-reviewed because we had made some rules mistake the first time we played in Darwin's Journey. So we played it correctly with the rules and we re-reviewed it and I gave it an 8 now, Darwin's Journey. Really enjoy it. A lot of good options back and forth. The problems that I had with the original review in the beginning, those were fixed with the playing it correctly. Then we played with the expansion, Fireland expansion, and we also did a review on that because that I will never play without it. That makes it a 9 for me, that Fireland expansion. It is that good and adds that much stuff. So really enjoyed that game. Also, I did the best-selling games of May with Spencer from Game Nerds. I talked about the best games from 2003. We did our top 10 fantasy games and a whole lot of other stuff. So check it all out on the Dice Tower channel. Thanks so much for watching Week in Review. I'm Tom Vassell. We'll see you next time.